All across America, incredibly talented artisans make amazing objects the old-fashioned way, by hand. Every artisan in this episode of Handcrafted America brings with them a touch of the unexpected. New Orleans furniture maker found beauty and healing in the wake of a storm.
Because these signs were salvaged after Hurricane Katrina, they have a history.
This maker in Alabama had a great time weaving herself a baby wrap, but found the public reaction to it was even more fun.
It just exploded. The next morning I woke up and had 100 emails asking for wraps.
Las Vegas might be the last place I'd look to buy a relaxing porch swing, but thanks to this woodworker, it would be the best.
When I set out, my goal was to make the best swings on the planet.
It's so much more fun when quality comes hand in hand with a touch of the unexpected. Hurricane Katrina left New Orleans littered with debris, and a lot of that debris was headed to a landfill until one man decided to turn this nature-made negative into a handcrafted positive. New Orleans is a city with a lot of spirit and a lot of resilience. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina left New Orleans in ruins, but the spirit of the city stayed intact. Designer Ross Lunds didn't leave town during the storm. He stayed and worked search and rescue. When cleanup started, he saw new life where others saw decay.
They didn't want to deal with it anymore. They didn't want to deal with the garbage. They didn't want to deal with cleaning it. For people like me who like to use found objects was that we would scavenge through these piles of garbage that could be literally 15 to 20 feet high.
When Ross saw piles of damaged street signs headed for the dump, he asked the city if he could take them instead. Thousands of them. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's a lot of treasure in here, guys. Found some treasure. The treasure Ross is creating from these signs? Furniture. He uses street signs and other trash and found objects to build all kinds of things. But his favorite thing is stools.
I love stools. I didn't know I loved stools. The shape itself is conventional. The materiality is totally unconventional. So the wonderful thing about working with street signs is they all have a history to them.
What are your favorite signs?
Well, you can like one-way signs and be in New Orleans because there's so many one-way streets. So.
Here's a one-way sign, but this is a little dirty. That's barely you can tell what it says. Do you clean these up? Or?
Yeah, we'll just spray them down and scrub them off.
Ross wants to show me how he makes two of his favorite stools. The first is a Cirque stool. Do you use anything that has electricity, or is it all just
I try not to.
Right here?
Yeah, no, it's, all in the body.
What does this machine do?
So this is called a slip roll, and it's for making curves.
The one-way sign is going to be the skirt of the Cirque stool. So where do we go from here, now that we have this?
So now we get to play with fire.
Get to play with fire?
Yeah.
Well, at least I feel safe, because I used to be a fireman.
Yeah, I've had a lot of careers in my life, from commercial fisherman to bicycle messenger to firefighter to university instructor.
Ross found this angle iron in the trash, of course. It will be the legs of the Cirque stool. Many of Ross's tools are more than 50 years old, simple and built to last.
I have a lot of the same tools in my shop that a sheet metal fabricator uses. This is going to be the seat of the Cirque stool.
We'll use a large shear to cut the shape of the seat.
It's just like using a big pair of scissors.
To finish the Cirque stool, Ross will bust out the torch and bend the legs. Finally, he'll connect them to the stool body. Now Ross wants to show me another one of his favorites, the road stool. And hey, when it comes to this show, I'm open to anything. We'll start with the legs, making them and using them. A jump shear.
Yeah, and it's called a jump shear because you jump on it.
You jump on it
to cut things.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's designed specifically for cutting sheet metal.
That looks like fun. right, set me up here. What am I supposed to do?
You gotta be heavier. So what we do next is we'll bend them at 90-degree angles and make basically angle iron.
Perfect.
Street signs as a material are very difficult to work with.
Oh! Gosh.
Who needs a gym?
Who needs a gym when you got this machine?
Put your knees into it. All right.
Gosh. What else do we have to work with?
With wood.
With wood. And where do we get the wood?
We're gonna go on a little trip for that.
I'm not gonna lie, Ross's field trip is making me a bit nervous. We're not going in there, are we?
Yeah, we are.
We're going in the dumpster?
Why not?
Ross Lund sees the world differently. When Hurricane Katrina ravaged New Orleans, he saw possibility where others saw ruin. After the storm, he salvaged thousands of damaged street signs from the city dump, and now he uses them to make furniture.
The thing about making this work that is most gratifying for me is that it's a way to process the storm. Because these signs were salvaged after Hurricane Katrina, they have a history. The association is strong.
We've already made a cirque stool, and we've started the road stool, which has metal legs and a wood seat. Before we start with the wood, there's one more metal element we need to make. What are these for?
Those are the ornamental elements that go into the road stool.
Oh, these make it pretty.
Exactly.
Something I learned about Ross, he's a man who likes doing things the hard way.
I feel like if you anchored this a little bit better, you know, like so
That'd be too easy.
I could get it. You don't do anything the easy way, do you? Nothing. Do you even brush your teeth like a normal person? Probably not.
Use aluminum.
Use a street sign.
Ross really likes doing things the hard way. And I'm pretty sure this wood field trip thing isn't going to be a picnic.
So I use wood in my stools that I've salvaged from street projects that are used around the city of New Orleans.
We're not going in there, are we?
Yeah, we are.
We're going in the dumpster?
Why not?
Okay. This is the treasure box. This is where you find things, right?
This does look like it's gonna be a treasure box.
Okay, can we get up here?
Whoa, a couple good ones right here.
Get that one. Okay.
Good.
Turn these into something.
That's right.
All right.
These discarded white oak boards are strong and weather resistant. Ross starts cutting down the pieces he needs for the seat of the road stool.
Ross, who knew that dirty old wood that we got from the dumpster could be milled down to look like this?
The wood has been cut down and notched. We start by gluing support bars onto the cut wood pieces. Then drilling holes and pounding in the wooden dowels one by one.
Ross, no offense, but that does not look too comfortable. It does not look like something I want to sit on.
Yeah, it does. You're right. Huh?
Yeah.
I think we can do something about this, though.
This is very time-consuming. You know that, Ross. I cannot believe that this was in a dumpster. It's incredible what you do.
A little sanding, a little varnish, and we're ready for stool assembly. Ross has the angle irons prepped for the base of the stool.
Okay, I see a lot of clamps, but I have no idea how we're gonna put this thing together. Are we gonna glue it, or?
It's a riveting question.
It takes 70 rivets just for one road stool. That includes the circular decorations and Ross's signature stamp plates. Ross sells his stools at craft fairs all over the country. They sell for $400 to $600. Every bench, stool, and chair that Ross creates tells its own story. One of overcoming destruction with resilience, hope, and a lot of creativity.
You know, it's guys like Ross that make you realize there's not just one way to see the world.
There is nothing about weaving that is easy or fast.
Every string in here is touched about a dozen times before the final project is finished.
Let's say you're a busy new mom. Why not make your life easier and do what women have been doing for centuries? Wear your baby. Like this.
Northport, Alabama is a charming little town just down the road from the University of Alabama. It's also where you'll find Jessica Tuggle and her business partner, Andrea Moen, weaving colorful baby wraps for new moms around the world.
Our wraps have been sent to Australia, to England, South Africa, South America, Singapore.
Woven baby wraps are gaining popularity in the United States. Moms, dads, and grandparents love having baby close and their hands free.
And baby would go right in here.
Jessica grew up in a crafty family. Her mom decided to learn how to weave when Jessica was young.
My mom got the loom when I was 12, and I grew up with it in the house and was always watching her and always trying to convince her to let me help. And
Did she let you help?
Sometimes, but as a 12-year-old,
She let you
it was
help.
really complicated, and I really didn't understand it.
Years later, Jessica's mom wanted to sell the loom.
We moved and we downsized, and I didn't have room for the loom. So I told her, I said, I don't know what to do with it. She goes, don't sell it. Don't sell the loom. She begged me not to sell it. So we put it in the house, we set it up, and she said, I think it's time for me to learn.
Jessica learned quickly. She made her first baby wrap for a friend and posted a picture of it on a Facebook weaving forum.
And it just exploded. The next morning I woke up and had 100 emails asking for wraps, but it was an amazing feeling.
Jessica opened Weaving Alabama with her artist friend Andrea. Along with many other custom items, they make a houndstooth wrap.
Our houndstooth baby wraps are extremely popular in this area because of Alabama football.
The houndstooth is a nod to Bear Bryant, and he used to wear a houndstooth hat, so that's our nod to greatness.
Jessica and Andrea hand-dye cotton yarn for their wraps.
So here is our yarn that we've had soaking in a solution that changes the pH.
Okay.
And that helps the dye to adhere to the yarn. Some are going to have a reddish tint to them, some are going to have a little bluish tint to them.
But it's all going to make gray?
It's all different colors of gray.
Of gray.
We are going to do this all over as random as we can. There's no wrong way to do it today. Every fiber, every string in here is touched about a dozen times before the final project is finished.
Each individual string, yes.
When we left it, it looked to me just like one dark color. And now it's amazing how I can see the grays and the whites for the houndstooth.
Right.
Now, what is this contraption?
This is our warping board, and we are going to take this hand-dyed yarn and we're going to turn it into our houndstooth warp.
Warp.
All the strings that we put on the loom in preparation for weaving. So we call that the warp. So we can go back and forth and get the length that we need in a very, very small area. The houndstooth pattern that we're doing involves doing 4 of the gray and 4 white. So we are going to take this off and we're going to actually put it on the back of the loom and get it ready to weave. Now it's time to thread the heddles. And each of these heddles will have its own individual string. And this pattern for houndstooth is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do 1 string on the first shaft, and these are our shafts here. And the second string will go in the second shaft, and so forth and so on.
It takes about 8 to 10 hours just to prepare the loom. Now, Jessica must intertwine a vertical warp with a horizontal thread, which is wrapped around wood shuttles. Each time Jessica steps on a pedal, it lifts a shaft, raising some of the threads. She throws a shuttle in the space between the raised and lowered threads, then pulls the beater to pack it all tightly.
It's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
She repeats those steps, alternating pedals, until the pattern is complete. The final steps involve hemming the ends and inserting tags with the wrap's name, type of fibers, and how to care for it. This hand-dyed baby wrap costs $525.
We got it. We made it. Houndstooth baby wrap.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
The lucky owner of one of these beautiful baby wraps will be able to pass it down for generations to come. I think this Las Vegas woodworker has some kind of superpower. He made this seam disappear.
You're telling me
There's a glue line right down the middle where they were glued together. So
I can't see it.
Just because you may live in a bustling city like Las Vegas
Doesn't mean you can't find a quiet place to relax.
Las Vegas, Nevada is one of the last places I imagine finding a master craftsman building porch swings.
we need swings more than ever now because our lives are so fast.
But Tom McGrady has been busy building swings for people in this area for more than 30 years.
People need to slow up, and there's no better way to slow up than sitting down in a porch swing.
Tom's mission in life is not a small one.
When I set out, my goal was to make the best swings on the planet.
In his early 20s, Tom convinced a man who made beautiful colonial furniture to mentor him.
I said to him, if you teach me how to make this furniture, I'll work for you for $1 an hour. He said I was hired.
Tom, this is incredible. I mean,
you.
all of your lines are so beautiful. All the grain is matched up. And I don't know how you found a piece of walnut this wide.
This is actually 2 boards. I cut the board lengthwise, match them up, and then glue it right down the middle.
So wait a minute, you're telling me
There's a glue line right down the middle where they were glued together. So
I can't see it.
it's almost invisible. This is the wood I use on my more expensive swings.
What kind of wood?
This is a walnut board, and this is a cherry board.
Okay.
And I like to combine the two. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Is that just water?
That's just water.
Oh,
But
wow,
it
look
kind
at
of gives
that.
the effect of what varnish would look like. And you see how that just comes to
that's
life?
So beautiful.
This is where it all takes shape. You know, I wanted a swing that was extremely comfortable. And I've understood that the slope of the seat and the angle of the back was what was going to determine that. Once I got what I liked, I made a pattern.
Those patterns allow him to cut his pieces and pre-drill the holes he needs for his joinery.
I got this long clamp to help me hold it in place as I screw it together. So I'm going to put my finger and make sure that's nice and smooth right there. And these are called pocket screws. And this is real good joinery because this is going to go in there and into this board and hold this together. And it's very strong. You want to try it?
Yeah, sure. Here we go. Watch this.
So just drive them home.
Okay, roll home.
Now there is actually one other piece I'm going to put in. This is the centerpiece. And this goes in here because the seat slats go across this.
All right. Do we have a frame?
We have a frame. Jill, this is a swing that's further along. We
Okay.
have the frame down here. You see the arm post that we put on the frame. I got the seat slats down. The back is attached. Now, we got the arms to put on.
Tom's measurements for the armrest must be exact because he will hang the chains from them. They hold up to 800 pounds.
On this hole back here, I measure down 5 inches, and I take the same measurement from here to here, and I drill my holes.
This is where the chain is
The
going to be,
chain's
right?
going to go through there.
We
To
attach-
suspend the swing.
The chain makes it a swing.
Right.
Before attaching the arm, Tom drills holes where the chain will go and then adds 2 rubber grommets.
The chain goes right through there. It not only makes it look good, but it protects the wood around the chain. And so then I'll put some glue in here, put it back on, make sure my measurements are lined up, and then I attach it from underneath with screws.
He threads the chain through the hole in the arm and anchors it to the frame with an eye bolt.
One of the trademarks of my swings is you do not see any screws. Most swings, you see the screws everywhere, but I don't like that. So I cover them up, and this is
Okay.
how I do it.
All right.
The first step is called countersinking. We're drilling a hole that sinks the head of the screw below the wood surface.
When I put these together, that screw goes in there, like, see how it's
Okay,
in there?
yeah.
Now we're gonna make a plug out of the same wood. Now you take this down,
All right.
but stop before you get to the top of that opening there.
Okay.
Okay, pull it out. Now see what you got there?
So that's going to be the plug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pop them out of
Just
there.
pop them out.
Pop 'em out.
Okay. Ah! Look at that. It's perfect.
Tom applies glue and hammers the plug in place. He matches the direction of the grain to the board and cuts off any excess wood.
And then you just sand it down smooth. Boom.
Boom.
The screw is gone.
Tom applies 7 coats of oil-based marine varnish. This process alone takes 2 weeks. Depending on the type of wood he uses, Tom's swings range in price from $800 to $5,000.
Why do you do this? Why do you build swings?
Well, porch swings make people happy. And that makes me happy.
Tom, how often do you get a chance to swing in your own swings?
Every day.
You do it every day?
Sometimes several times a day. I like to have my coffee out here in the morning. It's totally relaxing.
It is.
Crafting beauty from chaos, precious cargo holders made from thin strings, and building peaceful havens in a restless city. These handcrafters defy conventional thinking. Their key to perfection? Mapping out the product, but being prepared to take a detour along the way.
X marks the spot.
Oh. Sorry, I thought it was on both sides.